Hey guys, welcome to Lethal Index. Today, we're going to do my first long form review on the M&P 2.0 10mm. My particular piece right here. Before we start, she's unloaded, kind of hard to see in that chamber there. That chamber is cleared. We're going to go over some of the features, some of its fit and function, as well as what comes in the box. And the most important part of this is going to be this red dot right here. This is the red dot that you're going to get on the new Smith and Wesson Rebate that they have on their handguns. And I haven't seen anybody review this particular dot in context with some of the Smith and Wesson guns that it may come with for these rebates. So we'll start with the pistol first. We'll go from front to back. On this particular handgun, all the M&P 2.0s come with these scalloping cuts on the frame, or excuse me, the slide. They're very nice. One of my favorite parts of the pistol is definitely the grip that you can get on this slide. It's not slick at all. It's very, very grippy. So you know, if you got gloves, wet hands, or if you're like me, I get sweaty palms, you should have no problem actuating that guy. It comes obviously with a pick rail on the dust cover, so you can mount whatever you want, lights, lasers, anything your heart desires. It comes with the new 2.0 trigger. And for those of you that are familiar with the Smith and Wesson M&P line of semi-automatic handguns, I can say this is a massive improvement over the 1.0. The 1.0 had a curved style trigger. It was very spongy and frankly just kind of terrible in my opinion. It was one of the things that initially, when they first came out with these semi-automatic pistols in the 1.0, it pushed me away big time because the trigger was just so terrible. I mean, out of the box it was not good. But this is a massive improvement. I really think all of their handguns, their semi-automatic handguns, should come with this trigger, which I believe they kind of are doing that now. But we'll go over that right now. So here's the trigger, here's the take-up, there's your wall, there's your brake, and then your reset is right there. It's about 3 to 4 pounds. I believe that's what their specs say. I would concur that it is in fact 3 to 4 pound trigger. It comes with suppressor height sights, or co-witness type sights already on it. They're very nice. They're actually metal. They're not plastic, which is great. It has an ambidextrous slide catch and slide release, so you can actuate it from both sides of the pistol. You can see it here and here. In the box, it comes with multiple back straps, and in my pistol bag here, I can show you guys. It doesn't come with this bag, but this is the bag that I use for it. You get 3 different styles. They're all pretty easy to exchange, like pull out and then like actually slide on. There's 4 different sizes, 3 including the one that's on the gun right now. Comes with 2 magazines. So here's one, here's the other. They are in fact steel mags. They're 15 rounders, which is great. To actually change them, you actually need to pull out this plug. Once you pull out this plug, you can slide this off, slide a new one on, push the plug back in, and you can kind of fit the handgun to however you want it, which is pretty great. The other thing that comes in the box, which is pretty great, is just a plethora of different types of optic plates for it. They are unfortunately plastic, which is not great, but I'd rather have a bunch that come in the box, plastic or not, than have none come at all, which is great. Some of the biggest complaints I've always had with new gun purchases, especially handguns, is that if they're optic cut, they never come with the optic plates. So the Wesson provides a whole bunch for you, regardless of whichever red dot you have. Moving on to the red dot, this is a Viridian RFX 15. This is what comes with the Rebate. It is a shield cut optic, so it is the smaller model. You can kind of see it on this. This is a full-size pistol. You can kind of see the gap right here. It kind of gives you an idea of how small this thing actually is. It would be great for a smaller concealed carry gun, but not necessarily a full-size gun. It's a decent dot. Viridian's claim to fame is that everything is green. Green, green, green. All of their optics are green. They say you can see it better. I don't really care what color my dot is. This one just happened to be free with the purchase of a Smith and Wesson handgun. It's pretty good. Based on the research I've done on them, they are IPX6 rated, which is basically all that means is it's like rain rated, so it's good for the rain, but it cannot be submerged underwater. So something to keep in mind with this thing. The other thing about this optic is the windage and elevation adjustments are non-clickable. They're just free spinning. So when you're starting to sight this thing in, if you want to run it on your Smith and Wesson handgun, I would highly recommend that you take your time, because you're not going to have a lot of finite adjustments on there. It's just kind of free spinning. So that's kind of a huge negative about it. I use this for hunting, camping, fishing, whenever I'm out in the woods, kind of where I live. Happen to live in bear country. For what it is, I think it will be fine. I'm just going to run it until it breaks. And when it does break, I'll either throw it away or maybe just move it on to my 22, like a 22 pistol or something like that. This would be great for that, in my opinion. This is also coming from a guy that runs an Acro and an RMR on basically all of his handguns. So again, it is not to that level, but it's a pretty decent dot. It ain't bad. It'd be great for a 22. It would be great for, something that's light duty. I would not trust this to heavy duty use. It might be fine for EDC or anything like that, but just keep that in mind. This is the dot that you get. Let's see if I can get, you can kind of see the green dot right there. The glass is actually pretty good. It is actually a metal housing. It's not plastic. And it is actual glass. It's not plastic like some of the SIG optics that, some of the SIG pistol optics. It does have the ears right back here. So if you have a type of pistol, kind of like a P365, where it actually removes the rear sight, you can use these as kind of a quasi rear sight if you happen to use it on that type of pistol. As far as that goes, it does have a reversible mag release right here. And another thing about these pistols too is that some of them, I know for some of you that are interested in this type of pistol, you'd be looking around. There's some that come with safety and some that don't have a frame or a frame mounted safety. Don't worry about it. I would just find the best deal, because Smith and Wesson will send you blocker plates for this if you want to remove your safety. This one happened to come without a safety, which is great. That's kind of what I prefer, especially with a safe action handgun like this, safe action striker fired. But yeah, so far I've shot it. I'll have more videos of me shooting it on shorts, and maybe just, I'll probably roll some B-roll through this or either through another video. But overall, I think it's a great buy, especially if you're in the market for a Bear handgun. 10mm is kind of the new hotness. I would definitely check this out. It's a very nice gun. It's got great fit and finish. It's got great feel. Comes from Smith and Wesson. Great manufacturer. Yeah, there isn't much else to say about it except that it's pretty good. Anyways, if you want more content, go ahead and give it a like, subscribe. Maybe throw down in the comments if you think bear guns are worth it. Is 10mm a good caliber for a bear gun? Let me know. Anyways, thanks guys.